Hi all. Right, welcome back. Enemy Action Kharkov, Soviet Solo. Take two, part 43, I think. Maybe I should work out the number before I press the record button. um, okay, where are we at? Right, well, things have not been going very well. We had a disaster here. Our previous, probably the last attempt at having an attack for a long time was up here, and that went wrong. And then, so I think it's finally sunk in that I do need to be more defensive. I started off thinking that way, I think, but then started still thinking I could still do it. I mean, okay, we had 5-1 odds up there, didn't we? We 8 chip pools and ended up taking one hit. And then what did this guy have down here? He had 2-1 with 8 chip pools and he gave us a D5. So, I mean, that's a bit of randomness in the game, I suppose, isn't it? I mean, we had better odds up there, same amount of chip pools, you know. So, however, I'm all fine with that. I know a lot of people don't like so much in the random factor. They want to have their games all skill based, but I don't know if you can do that with war games. That there's got to be an element of randomness, and whether it's rolling a dice, drawing a card, drawing a chip. Yeah, because a lot of the stuff, I suppose, is isn't accurate. It's a bit it's a bit abstract, isn't it? Like some of the stuff that's involved. Anyway, I'm all good with that, but it just shows you what you would have thought that battle would have been more advantageous to the attackers than what this one had been. But there you go. Okay, so there's my hand of cards. First of all, before I told you about Tom Castle had commented. It's the only comment I've had on it, but I figure I should get something from John Butterfield because I think this is an issue. This whole what was it again? Yeah, it's 10.54, isn't it? Look at that. The page just opened to there. That's right in the middle of the book. The preference be a hex not adjacent to a German unit, adjacent to the same Soviet unit. And like I think I had pointed out in my video, and I've sent a reply back to Tom's response saying I do think there's an issue because if I had only had 3 units, and that's what got me seriously thinking that can't be right. If I'd only had 3 units in that attack, with that preference, they would have all got stacked in the same hex. They would have been attacking from one hex, whereas they could have been flanking the unit and obviously not having the one hex attack. That was just that. I'd seriously doubt if that was the intention. What I said was maybe the wording should be preference be a hex in or not adjacent. A hex in or not adjacent to a German unit adjacent to the same Soviet unit. Hex in. No, it would have to be a hex not in. I think I've said that wrong, haven't I? Yeah, hang on, I'm going to have to edit that post because I've said that wrong. Yeah, no, I did get it right. I was just saying it wrong there. So, yeah, a hex not in or adjacent to a German unit adjacent to the same Soviet unit. And that way it would look at the, say these were the 3 hexes here. It would look at this hex first, and if it was adjacent, right, yeah, I think you know what I mean. I can't really show it because it's all changed about. It would then avoid it from going into the hex. Well, no, it would then move on to the next preference because all the hexes would be either in or adjacent to a German, in or adjacent to a German unit adjacent to the same Soviet unit. So all three of them would apply. And then you could then move on to preference C, which is an empty hex. So then it wouldn't take the one with a unit, it would go for one of the empty hexes. I think that would fix it. And I definitely think something's going to have to come of that one, because that didn't, like I say, it didn't matter because we ended up with 7 units or 8 units. So they were obviously eventually going to spread about between the 3 available hexes. But I mean, there's no convincing it. Going by the preferences, if I only had 3 units, it would all stacked in the same hex, going by what's written in the rules. So, okay, so we'll find out what comes to that. Hopefully John will be around today to maybe put some light on that. So there's a hand, and okay, well, I can't activate the 69th because not activate the units anyway, because they were activated last turn. So I thought, what am I going to do then? I thought, right, well, we're thinking defensive. Let's go first guards. Let's get this unit along into here to release these pop-off units, because remember, this is a map edge hex. Not enough of what we could do there. But then I forgot this is fully stacked, so I need to... These pop-off units need to move out first. So, yeah, so I can't do that. So that kind of rules that card out. I can't see anything exciting else I could do, but 40th Army, well, I don't know what we're doing now. I think we need to worry about the second sort of attack of German units, which is over in this area, and this is going to be the third tank that's going to be involved. So I maybe won't be doing an awful lot with these. I don't think it's the right time to consider going up and going for this guy. I think that can wait. Maybe the 69th Army units can come up and relieve some of this gradually. I mean, yeah, if I could activate 69th Army again, I would probably move them up to here. Yeah, but I can't, so so I'm not sure about the 40th Army. I don't think I want to do them either, so that only leaves one card, and it's 3rd Tank Army Units card, and I think I'm going to do that. And yeah, okay, I did count the numbers on the 2 stacks adjacent to this unit, and it came to something like 18, I think. So it wasn't even 4-1 odds, and whether the 4-1 odds might have tempted me or not, I don't know. I think I'd learned my lesson by now. But like I say, look at the difference in the 2 combats. You know, I was just a bit unlucky with the chips that I drew. So, but I don't think so. And then what I thought I should do is maybe start taking a page out the Germans' book and considering dangerous surround issues, because that's what they're going to try and do to us. They're going to try and surround us. So maybe we should try and protect against that. And I looked at this unit who had moved out of this hex, and he had ended up in here. And I think I had opportunities to put him in here. No, not here. I think it was just here. And I chose to put him down the road here. But as you can see, this unit can't go straight in, but this unit can go 1, 2, 3, 4 in there, and then surround that whole stack. So, however, if I was to put this unit, well, here or here, that would prevent that. So, and then the other one that I thought was this guy is in dangerous surround. So why not move him back? That would be 1, 2, 3, 4. I think if I moved him into there, I mean, whether that would maybe not remove. I think it would remove dangerous surround. I think this is almost a unit there, and then that guy is surrounded still. Oh yeah, that's the reason I can't. Then I'm going to remove the surround from him, am I? Well, what about? Can't you move one of these to protect this guy a bit? Don't know if I can. I certainly think this is a good idea about just moving this guy. Probably just moving him into there. and then he's adjacent, which always helps. Okay, I'm gonna have to think about maybe what my other stack might be then. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, just looking again at this, I'm pretty sure if the Germans activate again, they're going to get a unit adjacent to this guy, and then he'll be able to trace supply. I very much doubt we're going to get to the end of the turn and have him just in that situation. Just wondering if anything has come up regarding steps. Step 5 is move to a hex that removes dangerous sound for a German unit in hex and Soviet support, or enables supply trace from German occupied hex. Yeah, see, that would work. That's why you do need to watch that one now. It's not saying that if this unit had to be out of supply to do that. It's only saying that it would enable a supply trace. And I'm pretty sure if I look up the rule book for that, which I think I will do, it might expand on it a little. Maybe not. Position 5. Yeah, or that enables supply trace from a German occupied hex regardless of support. So it doesn't care if it's not in support, which it is at the moment anyway, but it doesn't care. So that would enable supply trace because, you know, a unit moving adjacent, even this unit just moving out and into here, would then enable that guy to trace his supply through the unit. But at the moment, this unit can't trace supplies, so now I suppose there's a chance that these units won't activate again before the end of turn. We have a full hand of 5 cards at the moment, and 1 card still on a draw pile, so there's a few impulses to go yet. And so I kind of doubt that's going to happen. So, well, here's a thought. Why don't we do the same, you know? Why don't we at least get something adjacent to that unit so that if he does surround it, we can still trace supply? Makes sense, yeah? I don't want to split these two guys up though. So that's a problem. I don't want to leave that 2-strength guy on his own. But I do want to keep this surrounded so that at least the Germans have to look at that. They have to deal with that. Well, that would then mean that I've got to move both the units like into here maybe. Yeah, moving them into here. This guy can still go out and in and surround. That's not helping. And by the way, yeah, I'm going to have to move out through the woods to do all that. Yeah. So to be honest, it's going to be an out and an in to there to help that guy. So should that be the way to do things? Maybe. Yeah, the other stack here is this is just a 2 and a 1 strength unit, this. And then of course you're looking up the top thinking we've got a 4 strength unit there, and this guy's 3 steps as well, which I just realised he's that far up there I could hardly see it, and I just double checked and I thought he's 3 steps as well. You know what I mean, we've got him, I don't know. Is there some crazy thought about attacking? You know, I mean, if we do make this a free area, then we don't need to worry about these towns and cities. Not as such, till our Rouse unit goes into the reserve units box, and there is 2 in the eliminated box, so. But I mean, we've only got 8 strength there. We'd get 2 to 1 odds on this, or 2 to 1 odds on that, and yeah. I think maybe that's where the 40th Army could head, but I'm frightened that I start moving the 40th Army and then their tank need help and we're away on an adventure. Yeah, well, so I can't do anything with that. So yeah, has brought me back to thinking maybe move the 40th Army, but I don't think so. I think what I'm going to do is a wee bit of protection here, and I'm just going to activate these 2 stacks, and then this one is just going to simply move into there to protect the stack from being surrounded. Also it moves the unit adjacent, because I'm going to move these 2 out and into there, I think, and that still keeps the unit adjacent, which is a good thing to have. You've seen the chits defender, if it's a supplied unit adjacent, then it's beneficial in a combat. Yeah, I mean, I know these do feel slightly vulnerable, and 40th Army could maybe help in that regards too. Well, it's quite probable we're going to activate 40th Army next turn. So let's just go with this then. So he goes in there, and then these guys are going to go out and in. So it's one, well, hang on, it's, yeah, I do want to keep them together. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, because he's breaking zone of control for the mechanised unit. 4, and then 5 into there. Yeah, I don't want to, you know. There's a risk of Soviets exposed on that, isn't there? I don't think there's a problem with moving the 2 of them. I mean, like I say, I've moved a guy adjacent here. So that would be 1, 2, 3, breaking zone of control, and then 4 back into there. I mean, I suppose, yeah, I mean, it's not helping this guy from being surrounded, but it is putting him in supply, because now if he is surrounded, then I can trace supply in there, 2, 3, onto the road and away. Okay. Well, yeah, there was limited options there, so I don't know. It's going to let us see our last card. Now, we still haven't seen Stavka, so we're maybe not seeing it, unless it is, of course, this last card. Right, so I'm going to go with that. Not a terribly exciting impulse. Don't know if there's any good in it or not. It looks like it's covering a couple of things. Well, it is. It's stopping the stack from getting it's preventing the stack from being in dangerous around, I think. And it's not preventing this guy from being in dangerous around, but it's providing him a supply trace should he be put in dangerous around. Although I suppose moving these units away from here was giving this guy a supply trace, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. Well, but this guy was left on his own, so arguing my way out of it. I don't know. Right, let's see the last card then. Let's see what we're getting. Right, well, it's not Stavka. And the Popov units, yeah. Well, good. At least I can move the Popov units out that VP edge, map edge hex, and allow the space for the guards to go in. I don't think there'll be any aggression on that though. And it's not a replacement point 1, or I'm pretty sure I would be doing that as well. So that's my draw pile empty now, 5 cards in hand. And yeah, move on to German Impulse. I think I do need to take a little break though, so I will probably be better doing that now before I start this. I'll just put us on pause though. Yeah, and I'll be back shortly. Oh, oops. Okay, we've been on pause for a good bit there, so let's, oops. Right, okay, let that go by. What was I saying? I activated third tank there, didn't I? So 69's available again. Right, just fixing that. Right, let's just push on. Might not have that long at the moment, but I'll have a bit of time later on. So if I go and get a few things done, then maybe be able to sit down and relax a bit more. But anyway, we can get this part done, hopefully. So German Impulse. Go routes, I don't want to make replace points. Well, they do have 3 units, so they might well do something with them. Yeah. So deploy all core routes reserves. No, you can see there is 2 eliminated units, so nothing to deploy. So now we are going to try and activate them. Okay, right at the top of the map there, so there's the 3 units. One that's got an IP. They're all infantry, this corps. Selector number 6. Selector number 2 is a 4 strength 1, he's 3 strength, he's only 2 strength, he's just a 1 stepper, mind. Right, okay, let's see what we can get them doing then. So again, turn 5 to 7 axis, they if behind Soviet lines, no, they can all trace supply. Right, move to VP Hex. No, there is not an available VP Hex. Okay. So draw 2 action cards. Okay. Right, let's see what we get. 1, 2. Looking for the lowest one. We've got Escape the Pocket Advance. Escape the Pocket is first. I squeeze stuff in here. I don't know why I try this. Hang on. Yeah, it's not so bad when it's down this side of the map, but okay, so Escape the Pocket. Situation going in descending order. Situation: active unit surrounded or in danger of surround. Not in a city hex or German map edge hex and adjacent to hex and German supply. Active unit surrounded or in danger of surround. Right, well, it says not in map edge hex, so we don't even need to look at this guy. I think I've got to be adjacent anyway. Active unit surrounded or in danger of surround. Not in a city or German map edge hex and adjacent to hex and German supply. Well, that kind of rules out them all, doesn't it? None of them are adjacent. I'm pretty sure this guy's in danger of surround. Probably only that guy. Yeah, I think so, but he's not adjacent to. It's strange that it's wanting active unit surrounded or in danger of surround. Not in a city or German map edge hex and adjacent to a hex and German supply. Move to an adjacent hex and German supply. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm reading it wrong, aren't I? Come on, Grant. I'm for some reason thinking it's a hex with a German unit in supply. No, and that's why I couldn't get my head around it. It seemed a bit strange. Right, so active unit surrounded or in danger of surround. Not in a city or German map edge hex. Right, if he was surroundable, he's in a map edge hex. Well, actually, so's the other guy, isn't he? He's surroundable as well. I guess it's because it's a German map edge hex and they can trace supply off it no matter what's round about them. If they're surrounded or not, they can still always trace supply. So yeah, it's about tracing supply. So, however, that other guy is... Now I'm going to have to move all the cards out of the way, so... yeah, give me a sec. So yeah. Active unit surrounded. So he's the only one considered because he's the only one not in a map edge hex. He is in danger of surround. However, is he adjacent to hex and German supply? Yeah. And just to double check, danger of surround. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, actually, hang on. Maybe he's not. Although I'm terrible. I've been terrible at judging this, so I don't feel like I was bad at this in Ardennes, but maybe I just got lucky. I think we need to get around the back because this guy can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into there. So can we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I don't think we can. Maybe he's not in danger of surround because I can't get into this hex, can I? No. So yeah, so the best he can do is into there, which means that I need to get into here, or this guy's got an out in here. I don't believe I can then. So can we try coming down maybe? So that would be 1. He's going to cross the minor river twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's the same, isn't it? Because of the broken hexes, I think. And that road does just come out. Yeah, it comes out that way. So it's 1, 2 into there, and it would actually be 3. Me moving right across the river. So 1, 2. That is the best. 3, 4. I either go 5, 6, or 5, and then 2, 3. Yeah, I'm just triple checking. Yeah, no, he's not in dangerous round after all that. Are you definitely sure about that, Grant? Yeah, I'm gonna say he's not, so none of them apply, so that action card can be put away. Let's just look at the next one, which was advance, I think. It only came in this turn. So that's us moving on to step 4 now. So situation, active unit able to move at least 1 hex in the forward direction. Okay, and in descending order. Well, he can certainly move 1 hex in the forward direction there. He can move 1 hex in the forward direction there. And he can move 1 hex in the forward direction there. Yeah, so yes. Going in descending order, so it's this guy here to consider first. Okay, so what is the action actually? Oh, just while... Yeah, it's on my mind. I know it's a bit like off subject here. I was looking back at one of the playthroughs and I noticed the forward attack card, and I brought it up to show you that it had Panzer Battalion on it as a combat tactic. I then kind of looked at the rest of the card just to get, you know, all active units proximate to this is the action, all active units proximate to qualifying target, move adjacent to target and attack. Again, it's got preferred target weakest and then be in VP hex, which was the same. You'll also notice after that, it actually says non-active proximate units in lead units core join attack. So this will be added bit. Not that we have got to that, but I think the more important part I wanted to bring to attention was you'll notice that next, before it talks about when it'll break off, it actually says may end move in dangerous round. So it's a more aggressive look attack action that doesn't really care as much, you know, that card. So anyway, it's just when we were looking at the action card, I thought I'd come up with that. Right, so what is this purpose? It's obviously, well, there you go, look at this, may end move in dangerous round, right, okay. So what's the action? For this action only, increase the moving units printed movement allowance by 2. Okay. Move in direction indicated by the forward movement arrow in units hex. Stop when movement allowance spent or upon entering a Soviet VP hex or a hex adjacent to a Soviet unit. Okay, this is a strange one, isn't it? You wouldn't have thought these units would be what to consider any of this. Now, I've not started looking at them moving yet and see where they might end up, so I might then see the sense in it all. Situation, active unit able to move at least 1 hex in the forward direction. That's all that's required. Okay. And it may end its moving dangerous round. Okay, well, let's just follow it and see where it takes us then. This unit, I think, is just going to move adjacent to the Soviet unit, so that's him going to stop there. I mean, yeah, the movement arrows are trying to, whoever had the job trying to work out where all them were heading, there must have been some points where they had to make some. Yeah, I don't know. So I mean, the forward movement arrows are obviously trying to go in a direction that's starting to get, move towards the Soviet positions and whatever like that. Okay, so for this action only, increase the moving unit's printed movement allowance by 2. So his movement now becomes 6. Moving direction indicated by the forward movement arrow in the unit's hex. Stop when movement allowance spent or upon entering a Soviet VP hex or a hex adjacent to a Soviet unit. Oh, adjacent to a Soviet unit. Yeah, okay. Read the card, Grant. And may end the move in dangerous round. Okay, so he's going to move 6 movement in his direction arrows. So that would be 1, 2, 3. I have to expand things a little bit here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Eeks. Okay. Does he want to be doing that? Yeah, yeah. Active unit. So active unit is the core Rouse units. It's all units in core Rouse are active. We're going in descending order. He's selector number 12, so he is the highest. He can move at least 1 hex in his forward direction. And we increase his movement allowance by 2 up to 6. Then we move in direction indicated by the forward movement arrow in unit's hex. Stop when movement allowance spent or upon entering a Soviet VP hex or hex adjacent to a Soviet unit. May end move in dangerous round. Okay, well, it seems to be what he's going to do. So say that movement arrow there is there, so it's broken, but it's infantry. So 1, 2, and then just down the road from Gotnya. 1, 2, 3, and then he comes out of there 4, 5, and then 6. So he's quite close to these guys. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like that's a great move for him, but you know what? What they've been doing to us recently, you bash on. Now I know that there always has to be some moves that you wonder about, but then again, how many hours have I put into this playthrough already? And that's probably the first questionable move that I've seen. And who knows? He might get supported by his buddies as well. Okay, well that's fine. I mean, he is restricted in the movement restrictions. However, the action does allow dangerous round, and that is part of the movement restriction. If not in dangerous round, don't end move in dangerous round, or allow, and unless it's allowed by the action. And there's some other unlesses as well, but so unless allowed by the action, so that overrides it. The other couple ones: don't cause Soviet proximity to enter garrison German VP hex. No, don't cause any German unit in hex and Soviet support to be put in dangerous round unless that unit is active and not yet acted. Well, these are active and not yet acted, but I mean, I suppose, you know, I would have had to look at him, and if I'd moved away and put him in dangerous round, then that would restrict the move. I don't believe that to be the case, but yeah, him moving from there would have not stopped that happening. This is a big one that came up, I remember, in Ardennes. There was a lot of to and fro with this, regarding while you're moving, and you might move from a hex that's not restricted into a hex that's restricted. I'm hoping that they've kind of made that a bit easier to negotiate, because that was a bit of a pain. I think I can't remember what the conclusion was to that, if you were allowed to end, you know, you could maybe start a move and halfway through the move you could be breaking a restriction, and then at the end of the move you maybe not breaking the restriction and it was alright, or there was a bit of debate about it, I think. But I don't think any of that's coming into that there anyway, Grant, so... don't cause any German unit, so... Don't cause surrounded Soviet unit to be unsurrounded. Yeah, so like I say, the big one would be dangerous surround. He probably is in dangerous surround there. So I'm down showing you the 40th Army units in Kharkov, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then into there. So he is in dangerous surround sitting there, but the card says may and move in dangerous surround. So there we go. Right, okay, well, let's see what the other two guys do, because they're going to do this too. Yeah, because there's nothing to stop him moving away from the unit either, I don't think. Right, what one's next then? It's this guy here, he's got a 6. This card out here. I'll put it on top of the Soviet support marker. And we'll need to expand a bit anyway, won't we? Okay, so his movement allowances are increased to 6 as well. He's going to lose his IP. I'll just leave the marker there just now. And that's where he was. So we're going 1, 2, yeah, this card's still in the way, Grant. Why is this cube here? Ah, that's where that guy was. Right, okay, we can take that away. I think we're happy with that. So 1, 2, 3, 4 into the woods. 5, 6. I think that's where he ends up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do that there briefly, but the fact that we don't need to look for dangerous surround is probably saying that there's not an issue. Now, has he removed dangerous surround from another unit? Is it possible that that unit can now be surrounded? That might be 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's not. I need to get... Oh, hang on. It is, isn't it? It is, because this guy, remember, we only need to occupy... Oh, no. No. Yeah, that's not going to apply. What I'm thinking of, I was thinking about down at the other, but it's when there's a map edge. See, if it was sitting in there, then you would only need one unit to surround them, because it zone controls both of them. But this isn't the case here. We do need one unit here and one unit here, or some combination of them. Yeah, so, and I don't think, he can't make it, can he? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, it's because of broken hex. He's 6, that's the best he can get. Whereas, yeah, well, to be honest, that would have done it, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would have done it. But he can't make it, so forget about Grant. Right, so, and then he's not exposing a town, a VP town, or city, a German VP hex. He's not exposing that, and he can break the restriction of being in dangerous surround themselves, so we don't even need to look. I'm pretty sure he probably is as well in dangerous surround there when you look at all the third tank units, but it's irrelevant, it doesn't matter. Okay, so the actual Rouse units are coming to us rather than us go to them, so I mean, I'm quite happy about that in a way, because I want to be able to get these guys down, and I don't want to leave them empty, or certainly don't want to leave units proximate to it. Unfortunately, he's moved to a position where he's still proximate to this town, so anyway. Right, and then this one, okay, so same again, he's breaking zone of control, so it'd be 1, he's infantry though, so it's a broken hex, so it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, I think I'm just going to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. yeah, okay. So yeah, and just looking at the card again, just in case. Active unit able to move at least one hex in the forward direction. Well, they were all able to do that. They were all able to actually move 6 in forward direction. So they were given an extra 2 movement points. They moved in the direction indicated by the forward movement arrow in the unit's hex. Stop when movement allowance is spent, which they all did, or upon entering a Soviet VP hex. Well, none of them did that. Or a hex adjacent to a Soviet unit. Well, none of them achieved that. And they were all able to end in dangerous round. That last unit moving didn't. Yeah, it's not caused the German unit to be in dangerous round when it moved, and that's only when we're really needing to check, because we're not leaving Soviet proximity to an empty garrison VP hex. Okay, well that's it's a strange one, I suppose, but I mean this card did just come in this turn, from turn 5 onwards, and we have said that they are starting to get a bit more aggressive. So I mean, some of the bad bits about that is we've got to watch. They're coming in flanking a little bit. I mean, this guy is now 1, 2, 3 away from surrounding all this, so they come in and flanking there. So yeah, it's maybe not as daft as I think, and I don't think it's daft. Just a little odd, I suppose, to see this one-step unit away down here on his own, I suppose, but I'm going to take it, I tell you, after what's been going on. Okay. Right, well that's that done. Well, actually, that's us done, isn't it? Because they all carried out that action on that card. So we don't even need to carry on with the action steps, because we've no units left that are still active. They've all acted. Okay, good. Oh well, you know what, I could put this up as another shortish episode. Well, shortish by my standards anyway. Damn it. So the last one I think was only 40-ish minutes. This is the same. So that's core rouse card done. We did activate. Well, yeah, I didn't really want the replacement action there. We'll get the 2. Well, it was only a 1-step, right enough. Yeah, okay. Right, I'm just done. Okay, so what are we going to think we're doing next? I'm probably just going to take a break now, but hang on. Well, there's my hand. So, but with that activation of the core rouse units, I mean, I did talk about possibly doing something with the 40th Army this time. I think with that being done, I might. However, these are mostly infantry. We've got the mechanised unit there, so I mean, yes, these guys can get adjacent. However, they are in Kharkov, and these guys are not quite able to reach that guy. I guess I'm just thinking I could possibly pick that guy off. And the good thing about eliminating that guy is he's only a 1-step unit. He goes to the back in the box. So not quite sure. Well, we would have 8, 10. To be honest, we would have 5 to 1 with and he's a 3-stepper as well. But that's me emptying Kharkov. However, I could refill Kharkov for some of this. And 6 for that guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he wouldn't quite reach. 1 short as well. But yeah, I could see myself activating 40th Army. Now, we do have the option to activate 69th again. Now, well, these units went back this way. We didn't know this was going to happen. So I think there's only 4 strength here. Yeah. So 4 strength there, so that's all we would be able to muster against that guy. 2 to 1 odds with 2 chip pools. Not really. So maybe don't want to activate 69th yet, although I do want to get these guys moving. But just while this guy's appeared, 40th Army looks like a better option. First Guards, I'm still waiting on the pop-off units moving out of there, the map edge hex. And however, we do have the pop-off units card, so that is something I want to do as well. Activate 2 stacks and at least free up a space in there to get the first cards. So they're probably one of the 2 things I'm going to do. I'm going to do one of the 2 things. I think 40th Army or pop-off units card. Right, okay, I'll take a break for now. There's a few things I've got to do as well. I could continue a wee bit, but I'm better getting my chores done, and then hopefully then I can sit and relax the later afternoon and evening, get a wee bit more in. Okay, so I'll be back with maybe take 2 part 44. I think this is 43, isn't it? We'll see when we get there. Okay, cheers for now, guys.